Hello and welcome to a game between Sen and SeleCT. Sen will be playing as ZvT here. He did cancel the extractor right then, so he will be momentarily overpopulation. He does have 11 drones at this moment, and the Overlord does pop. SeleCT, on the other hand, will be playing as the blue Terran player at the 6 o'clock position. These two players are really close, and I think about this time, Sen will be coming into the base of SeleCT with his Overlord, and I think because he did spot that, he will be scouting in the correct direction, because usually you want to scout directly across the map, which would be the 3 o'clock position over here. And we do see the barracks are going to go up at the top of the ramp for SeleCT at the moment, and another Overlord is going to fly directly outside, and the SCV for SeleCT will hang around the hatchery location. But Sen is going to go for the extractor first, and then the spawning pool. I believe both of the timing was 14 and 13 respectively, and this one drone is coming out to harass. He has no intention of laying down a hatchery, but his only purpose is to harass a little bit because he does not yet have enough minerals for it. Meanwhile, inside the base of SeleCT, he has recently finished his refinery. Probably will be putting down 3 of those SCVs inside, and 2 additional SCVs do join him, while this SCV is still dancing around trying to delay that expansion for Sen, and Sen will have those Zerglings coming up momentarily as his spawning pool is about 90% complete. Only a few more seconds until more and more Zerglings pop, and that one weakened SCV will dance through these drones trying to taunt Sen into trying to get him to destroy that little SCV, but he will not bite. And at this time, the Overlord will fly away. The first Marine is about out, and let's see if this Marine can take down the Overlord. He is getting really close. He starts shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting, but the Overlord probably will not go down as it is not that low on HP. Supply depots are being built around the mineral patch, and at this moment, all gas mining for Sen has stopped, and he is going to be getting that metabolic boost. And looks like these 4 Zerglings will be moving out, and I think the one SCV has come back to his own base and will be constructing a factory at this moment. In the meantime, a Queen is about to pop, and army size both are at 20-21, very, very close. And the Zerglings are going to come out, and there's a mink statue. I really like that mink statue. It is a really nifty thing to add on the map. I hope in the future they will add more cool things on the map. And these Zerglings are coming in here. Ooh, a little bit too bold, I think. They're trying to squeeze by, possibly get a scout. And maybe that was a misclick by Sen, because he did lose 3 of those Zerglings a little bit unnecessarily because he did not have the Zergling speed, so he couldn't really run by the Marines. One hatchery is going up about 40 or so % complete, and the factory is about to be complete. There is a reactor being attached to the barracks, so we will be seeing a lot of Marines or maybe some Hellions as the factory is going to get lifted, and we might see a lot of Hellions. At this moment, there is another Queen on the way for Sen. Meanwhile, SeleCT is going to swap out the barracks with the factory, utilizing the reactor on the factory. Now he will be pumping out those Hellions double time. He does have a lot of minerals at this moment, which is surprising amount, because you usually don't really want to sit on so many minerals. And he will be putting down the command center now, and there's also going to be a tech lab outside. This is a really nice wall off along with a bunker over here, which will pretty much almost close it, and this is a very defensive position. In the meantime, inside ZvT or Sen, he is going to be putting down a roach warren, and he has resumed the mining of the gas, and at this moment he has recently decided to start the saturation of his natural expansion. Some Hellions are going to come out from the reactor, and these are the first 2 Hellions right off the bat off the factory, and they will burn one of those Zerglings down. And there's one Marine on the side preventing the Overlords from coming in without taking damage. And the army size is at 36 to 34. And I believe at the moment Sen is supply block. 2 additional barracks going up inside the base of SeleCT at the moment, as he does have 2 Marines inside the bunker. And if we take a look at each player's view of each other, Sen does not yet see the expansion for SeleCT, and SeleCT does not yet see the expansion for Sen, but he is coming across with those 2 Hellions, and roaches are being made at a time, but the roaches are not on the field at the moment. There's only 9 Zerglings. This is a good time for SeleCT to do some harass. He's going to try to kill off some of these Zerglings. Very, very good control there. Ooh, those blasts weren't really the optimal position, but the Hellions will fall back. But in the meantime, roaches have spawned for Sen, so he should be okay to defend any charges from these Hellions. 2 Hellions are inside the natural expansion, 2 Hellions at the Zonanga Watchtower, and these roaches are on the hunt for those Hellions. In the meantime, Orbital Command is being morphed into the natural expansion for SeleCT, and SeleCT is going to hold position here. He should probably run away, and he might be able to. Ooh, those roaches aren't very quick off of creep, as they don't really have the upgrade just yet. I think he is thinking about doing a more of a Zergling build. That's why he's not getting the upgrade. Usually you would get the upgrade, and if we take a look at the vision of Sen, he does see the 2 barracks that has come out, but he will lose 2 of those overlords, and he will sack it, and one of those marauders get inside the bunker, and that will deter these 3 roaches, and the army size is at 59 to 61. Both these players are macroing up quite well. The income tab does show a slight advantage for Zen, as he does have more drones. I believe he has almost doubled, well not double, 41 to 30, a difference of 10 or so. I think at this time SeleCT is going to move out. I believe he has scanned the base a little bit, so he does know some Hellions moving out along with mostly Marines, a handful of Marauders. It looks like about 7 Hellions, 10 Marines, and 4 Marauders coming across, and these roaches will get toasted, I think, by the Hellions and Marines and Marauders. And here we go. And some of these roaches, ooh, they're actually going to get 1 kill off of the Hellion. Hellions don't really want to fight against the roaches. You really want the infantry to deal with it. And there's going to be 33 Zerglings, and the Zerglings need to get us around here. He's coming in from the side. We'll be able to cover him from the back. And look at those Hellions. Hellions just firing all different places. That's not exactly what you want as a Terran player. And the drones are coming off the line, and I think there's an advantage for SeleCT, but SeleCT is not really target fighting anything, and he's running up the ramp. But some of these Zerglings might be able to finish. Ooh, that was a great defense by Sen, and the scan goes off, catching a glimpse of that Bailing's Nest, and the Bailing's Nest is going to research the centrifugal hooks, which will allow the Bailings to roll much quicker on the floor. Meanwhile, in the base, there's going to be a 4th barracks coming up along with just 1 factory, it looks like, and the factory is going to get a tech lab, so he might be getting some siege tanks, and 2nd factory is being built inside. That was a really, really good defense by Sen. Also, I think a little bit miss micro by SeleCT, as he was shooting the Hellions in all sorts of different directions, and whenever you have Hellions shooting in all sorts of different directions without the upgrade, it is not a pretty sight to see. Army size is at 63 versus 58. It is still a good position for SeleCT, as he is going to be defending his ramp very, very carefully. He does, however, have a lot of minerals, and we do see a very nice spread of the Zerglings at all the pretty natural expansions for SeleCT, and the Zerglings are going to be returning to the natural expansion. They will be morphing into Bailings, so the army count is going to be 18 Zerglings, and some of them morphing into Bailings, and more infantry units are being made at the moment. Neither player has gotten any upgrades just yet. There's going to be 0-0 versus 0-0. And the first upgrade for the melee attack will be researched by Sen. And Sen is forgetting to inject a little bit. Ooh, there goes the injection. And he does have Zerglings spread out, and he also has Zerglings patrolling, which is really nice. Marines and Marauders are going to be patrolling the side here and will prevent the Overlord from coming in and seeing what's inside of his base. But I think he does have a pretty good idea. He did see those 2 extra barracks go up, so he does know it's going to be a heavy infantry, and this Overlord might get sniped, as the first Viking is going to come out along with 20 Zerglings and Siege Tech and 4 Marines. And at this time, the income tab does show a huge advantage for the player Sen, as he does have 3 bases to the Terrans too, but the Terran base is not too far behind, as he does have a lot more of those units. So if he can make one really good push, it will be a really huge advantage for him if he can make it succeed. And the upgrades for the Zerg player is going to be 0-1 at the moment, I think, and I mean 1-0 at the moment, and the Terran player does have only 0-0, and this Viking is going to come in here, will be able to snipe that 1 Overlord, and the Queen's going to come over to prevent the additional Overlords, and the Viking is going to fall back. There are 1 infestation pit along with 1 spine crawler. Spine crawler is really good at deterring any sort of additional harassment, not a huge harassment, but a tiny harassment. And this SCV is going to go to the expansion at the 12 o'clock position, so he will know that his opponent has taken that expansion. Based on his vision, he only sees a 3rd base. He doesn't actually see this base at the upper left hand corner just yet. And the army is going to be majority of Zerglings and some Bailings, and there's going to be a lot more Marines and Marauders, and looks like 3 tanks. This SCV is coming to the 3rd base, which is fully functional for Sen, so this should send off some alarm bells for SeleCT, because he knows he is going to be way behind if he does not expand or does not push. He does have 4 of those barracks, 2 of them with reactors, 2 of them with tech labs, and he is also going to be getting 1 of those command center. Another Overlord flying inside to see what's inside of his opponent's base, so he will catch a glimpse of that starport. He will also see the starport does not yet have any attachment to it, and this Viking is trying to do some sort of harassment, but will be deterred once again by the Queen. I think, ooh, he's almost killed off that Overlord. Very, very close. 1 more shot would have done it, but not quite there. I really like the spread of the Zerglings. 1 over here, 1 over here, and 1 over here. catching all of the expansions of his opponent, and the 0-0 upgraded units with the 1-0 on the way for Select is going to move out, but he is going to turn back in a knee-jerk reaction. I'm not sure what he is doing here, as he's going to be moving a lot of Marines, Marauders, and 3 tanks out to the side of the Zerg race, and the Zerg does know it's coming. Ooh, the creep tumor just goes down in time, and he is not going to pop out another one. He does scan, so he will be taking out some of these creep tumors, and at the same time, one medevac is going to be dropping at the 12 o'clock position, but there's absolutely nothing here except a few eggs. You can keep tabs on that on the lower right hand corner of the screen, but that will provide a nice diversion for these main forces to move up, I think, and he's not going to move up actually. And so let's take a look at what's happening with the drop. The drop is going to get annihilated by these roaches, these zerglings and bailings, and he is going to leave 3 spine crawlers. I think that was a really good time for Select to move up, but he really did not move up his units at all, which is very surprising because I thought that was a distraction drop, and he is raging on that main statue. The main statue does have about 33% of his HP left, and these zerglings and bailings are not going to engage. There's a huge army of stuff moving to the base of Select. He is going to go for the natural expansion. Select is stuck here on the minimap. He does not have anything to fight with in his main base. He only has 1 tank that's getting ready to siege. A few Marines and Marauders, and the forces of Select are going to push forward. You can keep tabs on that at the lower right hand corner as we follow the main action here on the main screen. And the bailings are going to rush in here. He has bailing busted his opponent, and I think Select can't decide if he wants to go back his base or commit to an attack at his enemy's base. And these SCVs are fungal growth by that one investor, and wow, that is a lot of kills for those bailings. And there's absolutely almost no mining going on except for at the 3rd base, and Select has decided to call it GG and he's leaving. In the meantime, it seems that Sen is going to keep on macroing up and keep on destroying the base that is of his opponents, and he's also pooping onto the base of Select. Hope you guys enjoyed that game. If you like what you see, please do subscribe to me at GG. YouTube.com/GGYourface. I had a brain freeze there. Thanks for watching. See you guys at the next game.